point. Invocation. You are probably asking yourself what I mean by invocation. The very meaning of the word tells you what is required next. Invocation is the act of calling upon a deity or higher power for aid in accomplishing something. In night magic you are going to invoke the aid of your oversoul to complete the act of creative visualization. It is your oversoul who answers your invocation. The oversoul places into your world those things you desire to see in it. There are no limitations placed upon what invocation can do when combined with visualization and imagination. None. How do you invoke so that your oversoul will answer with action? First, you must have the attention of your oversoul. If you have been practicing meditation with dedication and sincerity, then you will have been slowly opening the Crown Night Center or your portal to your oversoul. In your practice of meditation and night magic overall, you have been practicing a way of life that raises your magical vibration and that of your oversoul, too. When you dedicate yourself to this magical way of life, your oversoul then becomes directly involved in your magical growth. So, since you have been practicing meditation all along, you know that your oversoul is listening. To begin your invocation then, you must establish that communications link with your oversoul. You can do this standing, sitting, or lying down, whichever you are most comfortable with. Then, you will put the night pillar around yourself. You will need to use your imagination and see yourself as the living oversoul. Envision yourself dressed in a seamless, black garment glowing in intense magical radiation. You must see yourself, as you would imagine your oversoul must seem in its realm. That is, as an embodiment of power and glory unknown on earth. You must go beyond just imagining yourself, as the oversoul on earth. You must know, that you are the oversoul. That, if you raise your vibration high enough, and know that you are the oversoul, then your oversoul will join you on earth and will work with and through you. At this point, you will start to feel an increase in heart rate and exhilaration unknown to you before. Through this, you will know your oversoul is listening and is with you. Even if you don't feel this exhilaration, be assured that your oversoul is with you. Then you can't say your invocation to your oversoul. There is a certain way that the invocation should be said. This is not like a typical prayer that you have been taught how to say. Your invocation is more a command and affirmation. The invocation should be based on the following example: Darkest oversoul which I am, send your yin light and energy through me. For I am the oversoul in action here on earth and live by your will alone. I am commanding, as oversoul in action here on earth, that your request be done. By the oversoul's will let it be done. So be it. You should repeat this invocation 3 times. If you do this with all sincerity and knowing that it will be done, then it will be done. The result of this invocation and your use of imagination is defined as materialization. Materialization. What is materialization? Materialization is the bringing forth into material or physical existence your desires. This is the ultimate goal of creative visualization. You want to bring into the material world your ideals. Can you achieve this materialization through invocation alone? No, you must have the combination of imagination and invocation together. One question that may come to your mind is where the apple, or anything that you are trying to create, materializing from? When I speak of using your imagination to form the image of what it is you want, you are also using concentrated thought. You are building this image first on the mental realm. As you continue the imaginative process, you continue to fill the image with your emotions or feelings about what it is and like to have. Thus, you continue to build it, and so, lower it into the astral realm. The object is actually materializing on both the mental and astral planes. Then, you employ your power of invocation, building or materializing it on both the magical and the etheric planes. In the materialization of objects, this form, made up of condensed energy, will create the necessary events in order to manifest into your or another's world, depending on what it is you are trying to achieve. If you are of advanced magical development, with a need of the object immediately, then physical matter will start to form around the energy form, until you have the final material product. With your imagination and invocation, you are programming the energy form to materialize. The energy form will do whatever is necessary to bring about the creation. Let's return back to the apple you were trying to materialize, and see the whole process through. Remember, you were imagining a bright, red, yellowish insides, sweet tasting and smelling apple. You had used your imagination to such a point that you could almost smell and taste that apple. At that moment, you would go on to use invocation. You now see yourself as the Oversoul on earth. You truly feel its power and energy descend upon you and know that you are one. Now, you would insert in your invocation the image of your apple. From this, you would have your apple. Is the apple going to be right there in front of you, after you do all of this? That depends on you and your magical development. If you have reached the state of night consciousness, then yes, the apple will be there in front of you. For in night consciousness, you and the Oversoul are one. There is perfect communion and cooperation in all things. In lesser magical development, the apple would have been there, but only as low as the ethereal state. But what is in the ethereal state of materialization will eventually have its material existence fulfilled. Somehow, and eventually, that bright, red apple will come into your life. Food is not the only thing that you can materialize. There is no limit on the physical objects that you can materialize into your life, but more importantly, there is no limit to the physical happenings that you can cause to exist. By physical happenings, I am referring to events or changes to occur in your or another's life. For example, you may want to become more like one of the night teachers. You would, then, first activate your imagination and begin to build the image of the teacher you would like to become more like. Think of all the qualities and attributes held by that teacher. What they look like. What mannerisms. Build the image very strong and then you will slowly start to see yourself taking on these magical qualities. You should then bring in your invocation. You will ask your Oversoul to build within you the qualities found in the teacher. You should then continue this visualization over a long period of time. In other words, you must practice this visualization process many times, over a long period of time, in order to become fully like the teacher. There is no way of knowing how long it will take to acquire these qualities. But as each day goes by, you will become more and more like your night teacher. The change will hardly be perceptible to you, but change you will. You can help build these qualities into other people. You can materialize in anyone, anything, through your imagination and invocation. Through creative visualization, you could achieve a limited supply of the things you need on earth and the soul qualities you need in life to reach night consciousness. You have traveled to the end of your journey in air magic. You began it by visiting the dimension where the Great Ones live and bring into mental creation what will soon thereafter become a physical discovery and invention. You have long been convinced, by now, of the great power of your thoughts, and the even greater power of your friend, the silent magician. You have learned to bring improvements into your life through self-hypnosis. You have acquired new night magician tools such as the pendulum and crystal globe. You have learned to travel to anywhere, at any time, through mental projection, and to invoke or communicate with your Oversoul. Best of all, you have learned to control the world around you and create as the Oversoul through creative visualization. You have come a long way on the road of night magic, but the road stretches out before you a bit farther. You find yourself journeying on the last part of the night road and entering the night realm.